whiskey barrels from Smoke Wagon. That whiskey barrels from Smoke Wagon. We've got pretty much as much stuff as I can afford of their products up there.
Smoke Wagon is the Las Vegas.
Yeah, and
whiskey distillery.
Yeah, if you've never seen him or heard him talk, Aaron's awesome. I've learned a lot from him. Never met the dude.
He's very knowledgeable. Like, he's always posting
on
tasting
Instagram
notes. He's always talking about what barrels he's blending. Yep. Speaking of which, they're called Smoke Wagon Distilling Company.
Yeah.
Oh, they're called Nevada HSC?
Yeah.
Is that a B?
No, HSC.
HSC Distilling Company. They don't distill whiskey.
No. So what happened was years ago, and I start every story like this because it sounds like I'm an old man, because I am. But
back home years ago?
Years ago when they started, Aaron and one of his buddies wanted to start a company, a booze company, right? So originally they started off doing vodka.
Which I believe they distill.
They make their own vodka, and you can still find it in most retailers.
I believe it's called Silver Dollar.
Silver Dollar, yep. That's always the one I was going to buy, and I never freaking bought it, just because I always go buy more bourbon on it. But whatever, never had it. I mean, I'll buy it at some point just to have it, because I love what Smoke Wagon does. So they do distill the vodka. But what Aaron did, because when he figured out years ago, so they started doing vodka, then he wanted to branch out into bourbon, right? His partner really didn't. Mm-hmm. Now this is from what I can remember. I could be wrong, but this is what I remember. So they amicably split. And then what Aaron did, because getting a stainless steel still to make vodka is not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Right.
However,
if you want to make bourbon,
suddenly it gets a lot more
expensive. It gets a lot more expensive, because now you need tanks, you need fermentation tanks, you need holding tanks, you need to spend buku freaking dollars on stills.
Not to mention, practicality wise, distilling and aging bourbon exclusively in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Mm-hmm. It could be done. It could be, but it could be very difficult.
There's a reason why it hasn't been done. For those of you just tuning in, Las Vegas is hot.
Yeah, it's hot as balls in the summer. So, I mean, they could do air-conditioned units, but anyway, at the time, they were still
expensive.
Right, they were still a pretty small company. So what Aaron did is he went to MGP in Indiana,
which is now
known as Ross and Squibb.
And they are...
So Seagram's back in the day had a huge distillery,
yes.
Right? And then Seagram's got bought out by Midwest Grain Production. So they became like the mecca of making bourbons, rye, all sorts of stuff. And now Ross and Squibb owns it or whatever.
And for the purposes of the viewers, if you see a bottle and it does not say that they distilled their product,
it'll say on the back.
It'll say on the back where it was distilled.
It has to. So,
and if it was distilled in...
9 times out of 10, if it says it's distilled in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, that's from the MGP plant. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Back in the day, MGP, they made a lot of stuff for a lot of people. And you could go to MGP back then and say, listen, I'd like you to make something for me. And this is the mash bill I'd like you to make, right? I'd want 73% corn, right? I want 12% rye and whatever percent multi-barley, right? That's called contract distilling.
Yes.
So they would make the product for you. They put it in the barrels for you. They store it in their rick houses for you, and then when it became of age and you needed it, they would then ship it to you.
Which is different from most NDPs, non-distilling producers, where what they do is they buy up, like, what do you call it, totes? Or...
you can do totes. So some companies, I really don't want to get into it.
We don't have to. In
general, you're going to buy barrels.
Yes.
Right? And so if you're an NDP and you're not contract distilling, basically it's like if you came to my house and I made a bunch of different food, right? And you're like, CO, I'd like to get 2 plates of that, 2 plates of that, 2 plates of that, and it's already made.
Yes.
Right? And I'm like, okay, well, that's going to be that much, that's going to be that much, that's going to be that much. And then you take it and then you go package it up and sell it to your friends or whatever.
Whereas Smoke Wagon commissions. And
Yeah.
And if memory serves, they were one of, if not the last.
I think they were like the last ones that were allowed to contract distill through MGP.
Because afterwards, MGP, now Ross and Squid.
Yeah, but they got so big and they were pumping out so much stuff.
They
were
just not want to bother.
Like that's enough. That's too much, right? So that's sort of his story. And then what happens is he gets his products, and he's got a bunch of different ones. He's got his straight bourbon, which is the intro, his small batch bourbon. He's got a new one called Desert Colt, which is
a variation,
the cast strength version of the straight. He's got his uncut, unfiltered, and then every now and again you get lucky and you can find these store picks, which are basically they're single barrels.
Smoke Wagon also has rye.
Yeah, they do. We've got some of the different ryes, and we'll get into that one day. He makes some other stuff too.
They make a lot of stuff.
He makes a lot of stuff, and some of it's really expensive. I bought these last year.
What are they, 100? Just shy of 100?
They were south of 100.
But not far south.
Yeah, let's call it $90 just to be safe.
Yeah.
But they are single barrels. They are cast strength. This is aged 7 years. This is 60.41%, so it's north of 100 and it's almost 121, 120, something like that.
And Lord, if you have the money, it's worth it.
Yeah, and that's the thing I used to tell people. So when you smell this, it's for the proof, it's still really fragrant on the nose.
Very much so.
You get a little bit of that red, just a little red potpourri.
Oh, sure.
Sugars. Oh, I got a strain of like red licorice in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Like red vines, or?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Like proper licorice, not the bullshit Twizzlers that I like.
You do like the Twizzlers.
But yeah, these are super good. Man, that's a proofy gal.
Yeah.
But very good.
Don't say.
Oh man. Red fruit, brown sugar, a little more of that red licorice, just a touch. But very sweet, nice and oaky. So that's one of the cool things. So what he'll do is he'll get his shipments in, and I only know this because I was at the distillery when we were buying these freshly dumped whiskey barrels, and he got a delivery in, and one of the guys taking it out was cool enough to let me hang out and watch.
That's cool.
So he gets them shipped in, and then as the barrels come in, he'll go in and taste them, and then decide what he's going to do with them. So some of them, they'll come in and it'll be like, that's going to need a few more years, or that's going to be a good single barrel. Let's put that there. So he'll move stuff around. Then he'll actually age stuff in Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
Right now he's building. I don't know what he's spending on it, but he's spending a lot of money.
Enough.
So he's getting out of his little warehouse,
which he's had for
forever, and he's going to have an actual proper, I call it a distillery.
You think he's building it up in Pahrump?
No, it's in the city.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw them. They broke ground on it a while back.
Good for them.
So they'll have a tasting room and
That'd be cool.
have more places to store barrels.
Why not to make a jaunt out to Las Vegas for that?
Right. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I used to tell people. So when I worked at the store, a lot of people would come in and they would look for Buffalo Trace.
Because everybody looks for Buffalo Trace.
Everybody looks for Buffalo Trace. And when I never had Buffalo Trace, and this is before Benchmark came out, what I would typically turn people onto was two things. If you like Buffalo Trace and you've never tried it, try a Four Roses product, or try an MGP and Smoke Wagon in particular, because it's going to be sort of close, but different enough to where you know it's going to be different. But if you're only hunting for Buffalo Trace like they were back in the day, that's a good little leap.
You say back in the day. Now, Not much has changed, except now you can tack Weller onto that.
Yeah, I'm just even seeing more of that lately.
I am, but people still talk about Weller like it's the holy grail.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody's in different stages.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, especially the newbies.
I only tease them when they pretend to know more than they do.
Yeah, well, that's dudes. That's just the way they are.
Yes, they are.
But anyway, he's doing really cool stuff. The Ryes are super interesting.
Particularly,
Well, he's got his bottled and bond.
what was the most interesting rye? I forget. I think it was called Distiller's
The
Select.
Distiller Select, for me, that was super interesting. They have a malted rye. So he plays a lot with the ryes. The bourbons, you know, he blends them personally.
I don't know if this is I don't know if this is true, but the barcode on the back of this bottle claims that this is a 39% rye private barrel.
Yeah. So that's one of the things he'll do is he'll play with different percentages of rye and corn. And because MGP distills for him, he can do that.
Yeah.
So he can go in and do a higher rye content bourbon or distillation, and then he'll come in with a 21% rye bourbon, and then as he blends it together, that's how he gets his straight and his small batch and uncut, unfiltered, desert cold. That's how he blends them he gets them the way he wants them. And that's one of the cool things. He doesn't have a team. He has a team.
He has employees.
But he's the one that's actually in charge of the blending. So, I mean, I just watched a thing the other day where he was blending the straight bourbon. And he came out and he's like, straight kicked my ass. He's like, that was so hard. Because you gotta remember, even though they're distilling what you ask them to distill, and they're aging it on the floors of the rick houses that you asked them to do it, they're all gonna be different every single batch that you get.
And especially with like the entry level offering, the goal is for it to taste the same every time.
Correct, and that's one of the things. So with
And that doesn't surprise me.
You want to grab it real quick?
Yeah, the American bottle.
Yeah, the 4th of July. Yeah.
Not a lot left of this old one.
No. But the cool thing, and then he'll do like 4th of July stuff, Halloween, Christmas. Now, the Halloween and the Christmas are the originals.
Yeah.
That's the second generation of the red, white, and blue.
Indicated by the different label.
Yeah. So these are very different. So I only collected the first year that he did these because I'm like, I'll fucking chase them and collect all of them. And I just stopped.
Don't want to go down that.
The 4th of July one, the second one was so cool. I'm like, I had to buy that.
This is a nice label.
Yeah, but the juice inside is just the regular straight, right?
Yeah.
So
Either way.
but anyway, whenever he goes to functions in Vegas or wherever,
Where was that? Scottsdale?
no, it was at Magnum's,
Where?
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix. But he'll take this because I think this retails for $25-$30.
Just about.
I turned so many people onto this, especially when they were kind of new to whiskey, and they just, you come into here and you can get overwhelmed if you're new. You're like, there's a bunch of different labels and a bunch of different shit, and I don't know any of it. But when I would turn people onto this, it's a 90 proofer,
Yeah, just
92. So it's got good proof on it. This is what I would turn people onto quite a bit at the store, and it's super good. It drinks real good. It's really inexpensive, and if you've never gotten into the Smoke Wagon line, to start with a $30 bottle.
Much more approachable than the $80 uncut unfiltered, even though now it's $70. The $70 uncut unfiltered, which is fabulous.
Yeah, it's great. And the only reason they're dropping the prices are not because it's not good whiskey. It's just
The market's
saturated, and people just have less
the market's
money.
contracting, and also they're spending more money on tequila and rum.
Yeah, and the RTDs.
RTD. The RTD drinks.
Mm-hmm.
We should do a video on that.
Ugh.
We don't have to drink it, but we can talk about it.
Right. Yeah, but they got all those new weed drinks and shit that kids are getting into, and
We'll get into
I say kids,
25 years old.
legal drinking age people.
Allegedly.
But yeah, Aaron does really cool stuff. We did, I don't know if it's up on YouTube, I don't know if we kept it on Rumble, but we did the whole Nevada. We kind of tackled the state with Smoke Wagon and Freight Ranch being the
standout examples.
Pretty much, I think the only two.
There may be like a few other smaller guys.
I don't know. But
it's a tough game because Nevada is a rough place to try and make bourbon.
Yeah, it's really tough. I mean, especially in Vegas.
In Las Vegas, where it's 150.
It's super dry. We do get some humidity with the monsoons in the summertime, but typically very dry, very hot, not great, not ideal for aging whiskey.
Put another way, there's a reason why most whiskey is to this day aged in Kentucky or somewhere where
Kentucky or Indiana, which they're right over the river. Yeah, it's humid. Yeah, and we even talked about it with the Iron Root guys. Well, we didn't do a video on the Iron Root yet, but we will. But yeah, for them, even up in Denison, which is Texas-Oklahoma border,
yes,
it's not so much about the heat; it's the humidity that they're looking for, because that keeps the barrels hydrated, and then you have less leakage, right?
Yeah, whereas there's not a lot of distilleries down in, say, San Antonio or further south.
There's a couple.
But
the Texas scene is a whole. It's the same kind of problem with Nevada, or it can be, but down here it almost seems more amplified.
Definitely, because the weather is more inconsistent.
Yeah.
Whereas in Las Vegas, it's guaranteed that it's going to be 115 for 120 days.
Well, I mean, you can just hear it. A couple days ago, it was
frigid. It was
freezing.
Lovely.
It was awesome.
And now it's 80 degrees.
And today is 80. I'm like, okay. But anyway, so I guess the point is, if you've never tried Smoke Wagon, I would probably start with just the straight.
If only because your pocketbook will thank you.
Yep, because it's not a lot of money to get into. Then the next progression is into the small batch. If you like the small batch, if you can find it, try the Desert Colt.
Small batch is great for gifts, by the way, if you want
Yeah.
a slightly more expensive gift than the straight.
Yeah, and we didn't talk about it. And I don't know if y'all can see it, but like his bottling, it's custom bottling. He's got vines all over it. And, like, it's really cool. And the small batch and the uncut is the same way.
It's only the straight that it.
Yeah, the straight, because it's an entry level product, just your standard wine bottle.
Yeah, you got to pay a little more for the fancy bottle.
Right. So they make a great gift. I mean, they look super cool. The juice inside is awesome. You can kind of pick your proof, which is awesome.
Before we go.
Yeah.
What's the deal with the clear bottle?
Yeah. So this was years ago. So
this is the uncut, unfiltered.
Yeah, it's got a batch number on the back,
which is nice.
What's it? 81.
This one's 2021 batch 81.
81. So I think he's up to almost 300 now.
Good for him. Anyway, what's the deal with the clear bottles?
So the clear bottles, he always
put, except for the straight.
The straight, is the straight always in a clear? I don't have just a regular straight.
I believe the straight's always in a clear.
Okay, so the straight's just an inexpensive clear bottle, but he always went and did
amber.
Amber and fancy stuff. Well, during
the lockdown blues.
Yeah, during the old Ronus, everybody was having a hard time getting their hands on stuff. So temporarily he had to switch to the clear glass for the small batch straight and the uncut unfiltered. So these are, at this point, they're collector's items because it only happened once, and yeah, it's cool. I mean, the juice inside at this point, I don't even know when that was. I don't even know when I bought it. But
probably in the middle of 2000.
Probably around the same time.
Yeah, maybe 2020, 2021.
Yeah, but anyway, you won't find those anymore. Even when I eventually drink what's inside of it, I'll just fill it back up with newer stuff just because it's cool to have those.
Clear glass will be used between May and August of 2021.
Yeah, so there was just a shortage.
Yep.
But not to fret, everything's back to normal. It's back to as dark. Now, I will give him shit a little bit.
Just a smidge.
The only problem with the dark stuff, with the dark glass, is that you never really know how much of it you drank. That's my problem. Like the shit's so good that a lot of times I go thinking I've got, at least half a bottle, a third of a bottle.
Also, the bottle has this really heavy base, so you can never tell by picking it up.
And then I go for a pour, and there's like half an ounce left. I'm like, God dang it! Like, come on, man. So if there's one knock with the dark,
you can even call it a knock.
If there's a knock with the dark glass, unless you've got a flashlight, hold it up to it, and then you can keep track. Now, just to be fair, I've got 3 of these things. So 2 different picks from Specs, which is a local store here, and then our good friend Don got us one from Phoenix.
Yes.
At their local spot. And that's the cool thing about single barrels. They're all different.
Absolutely.
So we could literally pour all 3 of those, which we're not going to, not at 120 proof. We could pour all 3 and taste them, and if your palate's good enough, you can pick out subtle differences in all 3 barrels. And that's what makes like the picks, especially the store picks, really, really kind of fun, because you've had, 1 or 2 or 3 different store picks, and somebody has a new store pick, and like, let's try that, and that's really cool. So anyway, wrap this up.
Drink it.
Yep. If you haven't had it before, and you like bourbon, you're
missing out.
You're missing out on Smoke Wagon. Yeah, love the stuff.
Good show.
Good form, then.
No, bad form. I play the game according to Master Jack's rules.